What is up, YouTube? Johnny B here again today, and we're going to be bringing you a video on the Honda Civic Si. It's finally done. I've been driving it around for a while. I've been enjoying it. It's fun, and it's actually really good on gas, so that's something that I wanted for a daily. And then it's manual, so it's a little bit more fun, a little bit more interactive. Whereas my Lexus, that was an automatic, so I still had a lot of fun with the Lexus. It was really comfortable. It was more like a luxury car, you know, but sometimes you just want something that is a little bit more fun, a little bit more, you're more connected with it, you know, as it is when you're rolling gears. And I've been enjoying it. The car is decently fast, you know, it's not any slouch by any means. At 160 crank horsepower, what they're rated at, that's not bad for the weight of the car. And then this one has the Password JDM intake. It's got DC Sports header, and it's got like a custom like 2.5-inch exhaust all the way to the back. So all that kind of helps the engine to breathe a little bit better, let all the air out, let all the exhaust out, and it drives really nice. I'm really liking the B16. When VTEC hits, it hits right at 55 every single time, obviously, and it sounds great. It changes the whole sound of the car, and then at the same time, you feel it actually like push the car forward, which is something that I like to feel. So it's kind of like hitting in a little bit of boost, but it's just Honda's way with VTEC and keeping it NA. So let's go ahead and drive it around, but first I need to move my FRS out of the way. This is my little 500 horsepower race car that I take out every once in a while. I actually took it out yesterday, that's why it's in the front. And this one's actually boosted, so it kind of gives me a little bit of a difference between having a really fast car and having a car that's not so fast, but still a lot of fun to drive. So let's go ahead and turn it on. All right, so we're driving around in the Honda Civic right now, and I like it because the car is pretty much stock. It's got a little bit of performance mods, so it's not any slouch, but the fact that it's mostly stock is what makes it really comfortable. Like, it doesn't have an aftermarket steering wheel, it doesn't have aftermarket like stiff coilovers, it doesn't have like some big 17-inch wheels or 18-inch wheels with like low profile tires. It's got little 15-inch GSR wheels with stock size tires, and the seats are still stock, so that makes it, you know, still comfortable. The only thing that I do have as a complaint with the seats is that when I try to take a corner fast, I do tend to like slide out of the seat. So I just have to take the corners a little bit slower, which is fine because it's my daily. I'm not gonna be racing the car around town or driving crazy. That's the whole point of having a daily. You want something that's comfortable, something that you can enjoy, something that is good on gas, and this thing is definitely good on gas. I think I've only filled it up once since I bought the car, and I've been daily driving it since I fixed it, and I've been enjoying it. It's a fun little car. The only thing that I don't like about it is the stereotype that you get with a Civic. So most of the time, if I'm taking off, and I like to shift like around like 4,000 RPMs, and around that RPM range, the exhaust tends to make a little bit louder of a noise. So people think that you're racing them, and that's really not the case, because if I was racing them, I'd probably be hitting 8,000 RPM every time I shift. But that's the only bad thing about driving a Civic, is that most people think you're trying to race them, or most people look down on you because they have like a V8 or something boosted, or like a WRX or something like that. And that's not the case, you know what I mean? Just having it looking stock kind of helps out a lot. Having a quiet, I think it's like a MagnaFlow exhaust, also helps out a lot. Whereas if I had a fart can, I'm sure that that'd probably be a lot more obnoxious, a little bit more ricey. And it's not bad. Like, it sounds nice. It's not too loud. If I do get on it, it has like a nice deep tone. So, you know, it sounds good. It doesn't sound bad at all. And that's probably what I've been enjoying the most. That it's not your stereotypical Civic that is, you know, a teenager's first car, that they just want to make it loud, that they just want to be like racing around everywhere. The SI kind of does stand out from your normal Civics, just mainly because of the color. This color was only for the EM1 Civic. So when someone sees it and knows about Hondas, they know that this car is something that's a little bit more rare, something a little bit of a higher level, I guess you can say, because they know it's got a bigger engine in it. They know it's from factory, it's more stock, and they know that it has all the little extras here and there. But it's not everybody that has one of these, so most of the time older people actually have these. The previous owner, he was like around his 30s, 40s, and the previous owner before him, which was 8 months before he had it, I think he was like a retired guy. So this has been adult owned, which is what I really liked about it when I first saw it at the auction, because the interior is completely stock. Apart from it had like a nice little shifter that got stolen at the auction, that was it. Like, it has an aftermarket stereo, which is typical with a car this age, because the stereos were garbage back in the day. Like, this probably had like a cassette player in it or something. It probably didn't even have a CD player. So normally that's what you did. You went to Best Buy or to your audio store, got a CD player, swapped it out, put a nice little sub in it, which is, this had before like a nice little sub in it, and it has like upgraded speakers. So all I had to do was actually put an amp to hook up all the speakers. So the sound system sounds pretty good. I'm not looking to go anything crazy, but it's been enjoyable. What can I say? I've always wanted one of these. I remember back in the day when I was in high school, I had a 2001 Honda Civic, which is the model after this one, and I always saw these, and this was always my favorite model. I'm not sure if it was because it came out like in Fast and the Furious or what, but I remember when I would see the Civic SIs online on Craigslist, you know, some days I'd just be on Craigslist just looking to see what cars were boosted, like what was on there for how much and all this other stuff. And you could only dream at that age when you were still in high school and you didn't even have a car yet. And I remember always seeing the SIs being one of my favorite cars and being a car that I wanted to get. And you know, I finally got the chance, quite a bit later, but I got the chance and I've been enjoying it. You know, it's a fun little car. It's not something that I would plan on keeping. Not something that I plan on like modifying crazy, which you can to these cars. You can easily just throw a turbo on there and make these things super fast, probably even faster than my 500 horsepower FRS, because these engines can take a lot of power. The cars weigh almost nothing. You know, you can make it into a sleeper pretty much, which is probably what most people do when they have an SI, is they swap a K20, they boost it, they do something with it. But I think having it in factory form like this, with its original engine and its original transmission, nothing swapped, just like little things here and there, little mods that are tasteful, it just makes the car fun. You know, it makes it enjoyable, and you're not gonna be scared to get it stolen because it's mostly stock. There's nothing really much that they can like take from it apart from the engine, which most people actually do desire. But it has a nice little alarm system. It has a nice little hit and kill switch, so I'm not too worried about it. The alarm is actually really sensitive. Like, anywhere I take it, if someone walks by it, it like whistles at you. It senses that someone's walking by you or by the car, and it like triggers the alarm a little bit, and it always catches everybody off guard, and it just like freaks them out, which is pretty funny to see when you see someone walking by your car and all of a sudden they just jump because the car did like a little alarm noise with it. So I'm not too worried about getting it stolen. I don't really park it in areas where it could get stolen. So for me, it's perfectly fine as a daily. So now let's go ahead and show you guys some outside shots now that you've heard me talk about what I like about the car. So there it is. I am thoroughly enjoying driving around the Honda Civic, as more than I thought I would. But I did start off with a Honda Civic, so getting another one is bringing back quite a bit of memories of having my very first little Honda Civic car that I had. It only had like 100 horsepower, but I remember I used those 100 horsepower every single time I drove the car, because that was the only way to make the car actually fun, and this was to be actually pushing the power out, which wasn't enough at the time. It was a really slow car, but for a first car, it did me really good. I never had any issues with the engine. The gas mileage saved me, as being in high school, I did not have that much money, so having really good gas mileage and being able to use that full tank of gas for a whole 2 weeks really saved me and really helped me save up and buy parts and mod it a little bit more. The thing with Hondas is you can budget $100 every paycheck or $100 every month, and you can buy something for the Honda. $100, you can buy yourself new headlights. $100, a new sound system. Another $100, a nicer valve cover. $100, a nice intake, and things like that. You know, there are things that get a little bit more expensive, like wheels and like full exhaust and stuff like that. But overall, for a first car, I really enjoyed the Honda. Even now, having a Honda as a daily, it's nice to have a car that you know is low maintenance, that's not going to be expensive to fix, that's not going to be breaking down on you, that's going to be reliable, it's going to be getting you from where you need to go, and it's going to be doing it all while costing you very little to own, because you're not going to be spending a lot of money on gas, you're not going to be spending a lot of money on maintenance, and it's just going to be overall enjoyable. And I think that's why most people love the Honda Civic. My wife actually right now has a 2014 Honda Civic. It's just the base model. I think it's like an LX 4-door. And that's the one that we used to drive around everywhere, and I'm so comfortable driving that car around. And I think that if I do end up selling this one, I've had a lot of people asking me down in the comments that if I'm really selling it, to contact me. And if you guys are interested in buying this car, you can go ahead and hit me up at my Instagram, which is going to be initialized FRS. I'm going to be posting it up for sale here soon because the car is completely done. I took it to ADOT, Arizona Department of Transportation, and they went through it, inspected the car, made sure that it was safe, you know, ready to go onto the streets and be registered once again after the incident. So if you guys are interested in seeing how the car was before, this car was actually hit in the front. We have some pictures of when the actual owner before me didn't have enough time to slow down and hit a tow hitch on an Expedition right in front of him. Broke the grill and like folded or tacoed the actual hood, and the headlights got broken in the process. The damage was not severe at all, and if you guys are interested in seeing that, you know, if you are interested in buying the car and you want to see the damage that was before, it was literally nothing. The airbags didn't deploy. There's no weird lights on. None of the suspension was harmed or damaged. The bumper is still the same one that came with the car. I didn't really need to paint it, but I did end up painting it just to make sure that the whole front end matched properly and there wasn't like a weird contrast between the grille and the bumper and the hood, just to make it, you know, overall look really good. And I really love this color. It's one of my favorite colors for these cars, and this color really makes this car stand out. So if you guys are interested in seeing the video, I'm going to put a link to it at the end of the video of how the car was before. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys like it. And if you guys want to see more videos, make sure you comment down below of what would you do to this car if you were to buy it. What do you think would be your next mod? I think that'd be a really interesting question to ask, because maybe I might keep it, you know, never know, depending on how much attention that this car is getting. But if I do end up selling it, know that my plan is to try to get one of the newer Honda Civics with, I think it's like a Honda Civic hatchback that's like a sport model and it comes with like a turbo. I think that'd be a really fun daily. I'll probably be getting that one for the wife, swap out her 2014 Honda Civic for that one, and you know, just keep making videos. I really like the Hondas. It was my first car. I don't think I'll ever not like having a Honda Civic at one point. You know, but onto different cars and just to test out a bunch of different cars, and that's what the series is going to be. It's going to be going to the auction, buying another daily and seeing what we can daily and fix it up and modify it if anything, and then just keep going like that. That's what the series is going to be all about. So if you guys are interested in seeing that and seeing how you can do that as well, make sure you go ahead and subscribe. So as always, hope you guys enjoyed the video. You have a great day.